I'm Alex Bell, and this is To the Point, a show that dives deep into issues that impact communities across Northern California. And tonight's main point, California has a real problem on its hands when it comes to housing, from availability and affordability to homelessness. Economists say that we need more housing. There's no simple solution, but two Northern California companies are trying to shake things up in the construction industry. Instead of conventional stick-built homes, they're using a 3D printer, something that they think will make a big difference in the years to come.
This is the sound of progress.
This is our batch plant and mixer.
And these are two people bringing that progress to Northern California.
I'm the founder and chief visionary officer.
Matthew Guile and Donna Jamian
And I am the CEO.
lead Emergent 3D, a company based in Redding, where Guile's family moved 4 years ago.
We moved here 2 weeks before the car fire.
On the list of California's top 20 largest wildfires, the car fire burned nearly 230,000 acres across Shasta and Trinity counties in 2018, destroying hundreds of homes and killing 8 people. As wildfires threaten lives and homes amid California's housing shortage, 3D printing is an evolving technology that could make a difference. Why? Because Emergent 3D says their process of printing on-site using concrete is faster and less expensive than conventional construction.
Today, if the average home is taking 8 months to build, just because of supply chain issues, perhaps we can get this 3D printed one done in about 6 months or so.
Using this all-electric 3D construction printer from the Danish company Cobod, Emergent 3D plans on producing what they call the Wildfire Restoration House, a 1,200 square foot, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home that meets all of California's requirements for building in wildfire-prone areas.
To try to get our disaster recovery families rebuilt quickly and in more fire-resilient homes.
They'll be printing houses in Paradise this fall, where the 2018 Camp Fire destroyed thousands of homes and killed 85 people.
For families that are moving in that maybe have been traumatized as a result of having to flee for their lives and have their homes burned down, to have a concrete home can give you some peace of mind.
Over in Oakland, a company called Mighty Buildings is focused on 2 crises, housing and the environment. Check out these finished exterior walls, all 3D printed right here at Mighty Buildings facility in Oakland. You can see the printed resin-based layers made up of 60% recycled material. Their goal is to be as sustainable as possible as they partner with developers to 3D print entire neighborhoods.
Our homes are modern looking, they're bright, they're focused on energy consumption.
Chief Operating Officer Russ Atassi says Mighty Buildings is working with developers in California now and has plans to build in other states and countries too, addressing a housing shortage that goes beyond our state lines.
We're 75% faster end-to-end deploying homes versus traditional home construction.
But 3D printing alone won't solve California's housing crisis. So we wanted to find out what's preventing developers and construction companies from building more traditional homes like these to meet the demand.
Hi, I'm Christopher Brown. I'm the president of Next New Homes Group. We're ingrained in every part of the Sacramento real estate market.
Normal front door of the house is down this way.
We met up with Christopher Brown in Roseville, where his company is building 11 higher-end homes as part of a larger development.
You know, we went through an exorbitant increase in demand during COVID, unprecedented. We as home builders normally go, oh great, we're gonna build more homes this year. Well, we didn't have materials. And we didn't have any labor. The price of lumber alone, that's over 60% higher than the 25-year average. That goes into the price of the house.
Plus, he says the permitting process can take years, and those fees drive up costs too. The North State Building Industry Association estimates an average of about $95,000 in fees per house in the Sacramento region and $55,000 throughout other parts of the Central Valley.
Every time we raise prices and we're building a home for $500,000, people have to understand what went into that is probably about $490,000 worth of cost. There's that little bit left over. If you understand that, you know, that helps to understand how do we fix things in California.
Could 3D printing make a difference here?
Even though everything we do is very risky because the market ups and downs, but we're a very risk-averse business. Partly because we know how to build things and we know what works. We would love to bring more new things like 3D printing and those kind of things, but if we brought that to a community here in Sacramento, we now have to educate all the building officials, all the planning officials, because it's different.
Something these NorCal companies know all too well.
We're working with jurisdictions, regulatory agencies. There's definitely an educational process because these are different than your stick-build operation.
You then give to the inspectors.
Emergent 3D is excited to have approvals from 4 local governments for its wildfire restoration house.
After the city of Redding, we got it approved in Shasta County, in Butte County and in the town of Paradise.
So remember these names. As 3D printing technology evolves and these companies continue to grow, Emergent 3D plans on printing their homes to help more than just wildfire survivors.
We really want to help address workforce housing, affordable housing, disaster recovery, and homelessness recovery housing.
And Mighty Buildings plans on printing entire sustainable neighborhoods with hundreds of homes each,
I think we're just scratching the surface where this can go.
adding to the housing stock and chipping away at the housing crisis one layer at a time.
You know that wildfire restoration house can be printed in 31.5 hours. But the reason it takes about 6 to 8 months to deliver is because there are still so many conventional construction components in these homes, like electricity, heating, plumbing, roofing, things like that. But printing the walls definitely makes a difference in the time.
And you know, you hear 3D printing, but like to see the visuals, it's like, oh my goodness, it's pretty amazing. It's amazing. But what about the price of these homes? Are they affordable? What are we looking at?
It depends on the company, right? Emergent 3D, the Reading folks, they say that people can save about 11% on a home of the same size conventionally built, but they anticipate that savings increasing as the technology improves, up to 20%, they say. Now, Mighty Buildings in Oakland says their costs are about on par with a house of the same size, but they anticipate people saving a lot on heating and cooling because of how sustainably built their homes are.
And some people hearing this, they might be wondering, is 3D printing going to be taking away from construction jobs? Because now you have a machine doing what normally a person would be doing.
Yep, that is a great question. You know, I asked Emergent 3D that, and they said that they're seeing more people leave the construction industry than come in. And so the technology of 3D printing could help them leverage an already depleted workforce. But of course, I wanted to check in with a more neutral third party, right? So I reached out to the UC Berkeley Labor Center to ask those same questions. They said that, first of all, it's too early to tell. The technology is still too new. There haven't been a lot of studies done at this point. But they also said that technology can replace tasks, not necessarily jobs, and that it could ultimately make the construction workforce more productive. So again, we will see as this evolves.
And a quick question before we go here. What about insurance? Will people who buy these homes be able to insure them?
That is an important question. We know homes built in the wildfire areas, the prone areas are hard to insure. Emergent 3D says they have connected with an insurance company who has said, yep, you check the boxes and all the wildfire resistant needs, we will insure you. So that is very important.
And I also want to mention, Becca is our lead reporter here on To The Point. So you're going to be seeing a lot more of her. We cannot wait to share what she's been working on. But really quickly here, Becca, if people want to reach you, how can they do that?
Yeah, if you have a story that you think needs diving deeper into, I'd love to hear from you. Reach out to me on Facebook or on Twitter. My handle is Becca, Becca Reports.